Hey, welcome back to Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice. And before I get into the topic which I want to talk about for this video, I just want to say that this is kind of like a follow-up to the last video I made, and it's also the other topic which came to my mind when I posted that picture on my Word of Advice Facebook page of the man with the two eyes, and it just focused on the eyes. And, you know, when I was posting that picture, I thought, so behind every person's eyes is the window to their soul, and, you know, everybody wants to be listened to, young or old. So I made a video on not looking down on the young, and, you know, I hope what I talked about in that video will come in handy to anyone who watched it. For this video, as you can probably already tell by the title, I just want to talk about listening to other people. And this is listening to people who are young or old, or maybe the people who are just kind of like in their mid-years. This is just talking about listening to other people. Because I do believe that there is good listening and there is bad listening. And I also believe that every single person wants to be listened to, whether someone is having a good day or a bad day. When people are talking to you, you know, people appreciate others who listen to them. And, you know, I'll never forget some advice which I read last year in a ministry book which talked about listening. One way I believe that we can listen well to other people is listening with our eyes. And when I say listening with our eyes, I'm talking about actually focusing on that person and not getting distracted by our cell phones or our iPods or really anything else if we can help it. You know, when we are talking to other people and listening to them, you know, it is polite to have our eyes focused on that person and not other things. You know, if we have our eyes focused on, like, our phone or our iPod when someone is talking to us, then sure, we may be able to comprehend everything that someone's saying, but is it polite? Does it show that we are caring as much? If we are taking some of our attention elsewhere when we could really be putting a lot of attention to our friend or our acquaintance who is talking to us. So this is one way which I believe we can listen well. And also, I do believe a second way which we can listen well to other people is actually trying to care about what somebody is talking to us about. You know, if we were to just say like, yeah, oh yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. But if we're just saying that and we're not really caring about what someone's talking to us about, is that polite as well? I do believe that if we actually try to focus on what somebody is saying to us, and we're trying to understand whatever topic it is that someone is talking to us about, then I believe that shows that we are caring a lot more when we are listening to somebody. And I'm not saying that if you say like, or yeah, that it's impolite. But if we were to do that for an entire conversation, and if we were to just kind of zone in and out when we're listening to somebody, and if we're not really caring about what someone is saying to us, then it can be taken as a sign of being rude, or we may be perceived as somebody who really doesn't listen much or listen well. In the end, as I said, whether someone's having a good day or a bad day, and regardless of anybody's age, we all like to be listened to. And I believe there is good listening and bad listening. And if we put our good listening skills out there instead of our bad listening skills, then we can be doing a lot of good in our relationships with people. You know, there was a time when I really didn't listen well to other people, and it just didn't help me when I was trying to establish relationships with other people, or if I was trying to keep up a relationship with somebody. However, since the time I started to really listen more and listen well to other people, I've been perceived as somebody who cares and somebody who will listen to others. So give it a shot if you are talking with somebody or if someone's just talking with you. Try to listen to somebody else in a good way, and I believe there will be a good result if you do listen to somebody else in a good way. And with that, I certainly hope everything I've talked about in this video will come in handy. Remember, always try to be a good listener. Come back for another word of advice video. See ya.